Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and we've got another Prize Picks video for you. We're going to be talking about the NBA slate on Monday, November 20th. We have 8 games, but before we get into that, if you have never tried Prize Picks, use our promo code. They'll double your first deposit up to $100. And if you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell because we will be dropping extra picks in our Discord, and we will notify you through YouTube. If any plays change, if you just want some extra options to mix and match with the picks we provide you in this video, they'll all be in our Discord and we will keep you updated through YouTube. We are going to go over a recap of our picks from our previous video from Sunday for the NBA slate before we get into our picks for Monday night. I had 3 picks, Jordy had 3 picks, and my first pick was Keontae George. I was telling you guys about this kid. He's going to be really good. I actually expected him to do a little bit more than he did, but he did still cash. We had him for over 16.5 points and assists. He ended up going for 18. So yeah, he got the job done for us. And we also had Devin Booker over 7.5 assists. I know we had some doubters out there, but I don't know why we would be doubting that since he's averaging 10 on the season, and he went for 15 against this same team. So he ended up hitting. He went for 8. I was honestly expecting a little bit more playmaking, but it looked like they had a different game plan on defense in Utah, and he was like doing a little bit less facilitating, and he was like scoring quite a bit, and then ended up still hitting that line. I think he had like 5 in the first half. So I'm not saying he's going to do this every game, but I really liked him to hit that for this game, and he did. And then we go to the heartbreak of the slate. Tyrese Halliburton. We took him for over 35.5 points and assists, and this was the most unexpected shellacking that I've seen all year. The Orlando Magic just came out and literally punched the Pacers in the teeth in the first quarter, and I think it was 42-21 in the first quarter. And we were talking about it in Discord. As soon as the Pacers, the Pacers are the number 1 scoring team in the NBA right now. They're averaging like 126 points a game, which is crazy. And they got down by quite a bit in the first quarter, and they looked flustered. They looked like they didn't know what to do. They were shell shocked. In Indiana, getting beat, like getting just stomped and on their home floor. And they just had like the jitters, and they never found it. They never came back. Tyrese got a little bit banged up in the first quarter, and he left the game for a little while. He was able to return, but he ended up just going for 15 total, when his projection was at 35.5. So super disappointing. There's nothing we can do about situations like that. That was just like very unexpected. And I think a lot of people missed on that prop because I'm sure that was a very popular prop for this slate. So we're just going to, take that one on the chin and keep rolling. What about you, Jordy?
Yeah. So we had Kevin Durant rebounds and assists. We took it for over 11.5, and he had 18. So no problem there. Tobias Harris, this was a Joel Embiid game. He just went crazy. And Tobias was just kind of giving him the ball at every chance, and Maxey was doing his thing. So it was he had 16. We took him for over 27.5 PRA, and he fell short of it tonight. And then we took D'Lo's points for over 14.5. I felt really good about this pick. It was honestly the one I felt the best about, and he went 1 of 8 from the floor and 1 for 5 from 3. And he played 24 minutes, so he just had a terrible shooting night. This happens. I mean, it's happened to us a lot this year. It's early, so these guys are still having streaky games. It's just, it comes with the territory sometimes, and it's unfortunate that it happened to us today, but we'll get them next time.
Yeah, this is going to happen, especially early in the season when teams are figuring things out and making adjustments and whatnot. But we're going to keep going, and we're having a lot of fun with it. So let's get into our picks for Monday. Just a reminder, in the NFL, there is still this free Christian McCaffrey play. So you can use that across multiple sports. So if you haven't used that and you want to throw that into some of these, just to get a free extra play on your slip, don't forget to utilize that. Cool. So I'm going to be going, I've got 2 points props and a rebounds prop, and I'm going to stagger. I'm going to go points, rebounds, and then back to points just because of the way I have this broke down. My first is going to be someone that you guys don't need to be, you don't need to shy away from this play. We're going with Tyus Jones. I know that we had him one night when he went, I know we caught him one of the nights when he played against Brooklyn. He went for 0, and I think it kind of put a bad taste in everyone's mouth about going back to Tyus, but I really like him to go over 10.5 in this game, and I'll explain to you why. If you actually look at what he's been doing over his last 5 games, he's getting good minutes. He's getting about 28 minutes a game, and that's just a little bit skewed because he had a couple games in the low 20s. But he's actually hitting, over 30, around 30 more often than you would expect. And over the last 5 weeks, he's only had like that one game where he was less than 10. So I think that we're kind of getting a little bit too freaked out about Tyus not being able to hit a low line like this when we've got an over under on this game. Let me pull it up. We got an over under of 244.5. Now, this is going to probably turn into a blowout, so keep that in mind when you're taking props from this game. But 10.5 with Tyus, who's probably going to be starting. He's been with his game lately. He's been really just getting a lot of fast break points. He's been just going straight to the basket and just dropping these layups in. And some of the games where he's missed this mark, I feel like it's been more so like just some poor shooting from like shooting probably too many threes here and there. Like this game where he went for, he still hit 10, but he went 2 for 5 from behind the arc, which isn't too bad. But if you watch the game, it was just like, it wasn't his best outing. And then if we look at what the Bucks are actually allowing to point guards, almost 28 points a game, the point guard position. So this line's low enough that I feel really confident in it. It's a minus 125. So we got the juice on that as well. So we're going to take that for the over. And then for my rebounds prop, this one's pretty easy. We're going to go back to Mitchell Robinson. We kind of have a love-hate relationship with Mitchell because we know what he's capable of. But sometimes we're just, catching him on the wrong nights, missing when he's hitting and taking him when he's missing.
Just point out the fact that every time you've taken him, he's been in the green, and every time I take him, he doesn't play at all.
Yeah, so you guys are good because I'm taking him this time. But this is it's only 8.5. And if we look here, what Minnesota is allowing to the center position, they're allowing almost 13 rebounds a game. So I'm feeling good about that. This one's actually juiced as well. This is a minus 130 to go over. So I'm feeling good about that. And again, 8.5, that's in that safe zone. This is going to go up. So if you are planning on using this, lock it in soon because this will go up before the start of the game. And then for my other points prop, I'm going to get you a little uncomfortable again, but just roll with me here. We are going to be going with Malik Beasley, who was automatic, but he let us down in the last game. But here's my theory on this one. If we look at what he's been doing over the last 5 games, he's getting 27 minutes a game, and he's averaging 13 points a game. And if you look at the games where there was more of like a blowout situation, that's where he goes off. And I know we had that one game without Giannis against Toronto, I believe it was, where he went for 30. But when this guy gets hot, like he shot 78% that night. And then the following night when he played Charlotte, he was shooting 58%. So my theory is this is going to turn into a blowout. Like we said, we've got this over under 244.5 with the spread of 9 points. But I mean, it's favoring the Bucks. And I just think unless we get another Magic Pacers situation where the underdog ends up just stomping them, I think that this is going to get out of hand. And I think that Malik Beasley is going to be on cleanup duty and get those extra minutes. And I think he's going to thrive there. And if we look at, anyways, they're allowing 26 points a game to shooting guards. So my narrative is the Bucks are gonna handle them by the third quarter. It's potentially going to be out of reach. Don't come at me if it doesn't play out exactly this way. But the reason I'm okay with 10 points is I think he's going to get extra minutes because they're not going to need their starters out there for the whole game. So anyways, yeah, those are my three. And this one's only a minus 115, which technically is like a little bit better than a 50-50 shot. But I think that this will probably update. And I think he's going to get that bump in minutes with the massive lead that the Bucks might have. So what do you got for us, Jordy?
Yeah, so to get me started, I'm going to go ahead and take, for my first line, I'm all points tonight. Now, that might sound crazy, but I'm loving these lines. So I'm going to go points here, and for my first pick, I'm going to take Denny Advia for over 11.5 points. Now, if we look at his last 5 games, he's averaging 13 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. But his minutes, I mean, if you look at Wizards player minutes, he's third. So he's getting good playing time. He's getting, he's shooting the ball enough to where I feel comfortable. We've looked at him a couple nights and we're like, oh man, we should have taken Advia tonight. So I don't want to make that mistake again here in a high scoring game. He's going to be on the floor and he's going to be shooting the ball. And, you look at his shooting percentages. He was shooting 83% against Dallas. He shot 63% against the Knicks, who are a very tough defense. So I don't think he'll really struggle against Milwaukee. And if we look at what Milwaukee are giving up to small forwards, let's see here. They're giving up 21 points to small forwards. So we've got plenty of breathing room there for him to hit this. And with his minutes, and if this does turn into a blowout, I've seen Advia on the floor in the fourth quarter when they're down by like 35 points. So it's not weird that he might still be in the game. Their timeshares are weird, so I think he'll just get his minutes no matter what. And then for my next pick, I'm going to go with one that might feel a little uncomfortable for you guys, but this is, in my opinion, I love this pick. Jaden McDaniels. I think he ended up, let's see. Yeah, against Golden State, he got hurt early. He rolled his ankle or something. He only played 2 minutes in that game. So just don't even look at that game where he went for 0 because he was hurt. But if we look at what he's doing this year, he's averaging 9.6 points, so he's right at his average. But that's only because of this game where he put up a goose. Like, that really hurt his average over the last 5 games. So I'm not even going to really take a look into that too much. So he's pretty much averaging like 10 points a game. So I'm comfortable with this to go over. And if we look at what the Knicks are giving up to power forward, let's see here. They're giving up 21 points as well. So, it's right in that line for him to have plenty of space to go over. I like this pick. Now, this game does not have a lot of blowout potential. It's a 213 over under, and it's a -3 point favorite to Minnesota. So, it's going to be a good game. This is one I'm most excited about. Now, with the Advia pick, there is blowout potential in that game, obviously. So, if he doesn't hit it, it's just probably because they got blown out, in my opinion. And then for my last pick, we're obviously going to take that for more. With my last pick, I'm going to take James Harden to go over his points. He's been shooting the ball pretty well in the last 2 games. If we look at what he's been doing since he's been back, he's averaging 16 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists a game. But he's getting 32 minutes. He's back to being their starting guy. He's kind of running the point, but he's playing mainly shooting guard for them right now. So if we look at what, let's see here. If we look at what the Spurs are giving up to shooting guards this year, they're giving up 24 points. That's the second most in the NBA right now. So I like him to go over this. I think, there's blowout potential in this game too. So we got to be wary of that. The Clippers are an 8.5 point favorite to go over in a 230.5 over under spread here. So, we got to be careful about that. But I think Harden's going to go crazy. Over the last 2 games, I've been watching them, and he's looked really, really sharp again. He's getting that confidence back. Yeah, and he's getting fouled a lot too, again, which is his game. I mean, he shot 50%, and over the last 2 games, he shot, well, yeah, let's see. He shot 50% and 37%, but he still got it. I mean, he's shooting a ton, and that's what you want to see when you're going for a point prop. So I'm going to take these 3 for more. That's a minus 125 to go over. So I'm feeling those 3 as well.
Yeah, and one more note on that Jaden McDaniels play is he gets to stay on the floor a lot because he's such a good defender.
Yeah.
And you know, he's been dropping his threes. He's been scoring for them just enough, but they give him those minutes because especially against a team like the Knicks, I could see him really stacking up the minutes because of his defensive prowess. But
Right.
also, I think I forgot to mention we all know Mitchell Robinson enough, but he is averaging 10.4 rebounds on the season, but it's a little skewed by some outlier games because we know what he's capable of. But yeah, even his average is over what this is currently set at 8.5. And also, I was gonna say one last thing. Oh yeah, keep in mind too, like this is our first look show, so like if you're watching this like a few hours before the first games are starting, there's going to be way more options on the board. But a lot of these picks that we find when we do them late like this, the night before, a lot of these picks, we catch them early before the bump. We caught that with like Luka Doncic assists. We caught that with Booker assists. Like I could go on and on. A lot of times the plays we're giving you by the time you know are putting your slips together, if you're just a few hours away from the game starting, those are already bumped up. So we like to get you the value as early as possible. The only thing we sacrifice is we don't have as many options because the board isn't as full.
Sure.
So we're doing our best to provide you just these gems that we can find. So anyways, just wanted to make sure you guys understood that, like why there's not as many options when we're putting these videos out. But yeah, have a good time on Monday, guys. And yeah, we will catch you in the next video.
Good luck, guys.